Morning. Today we are going to discuss one of the most interesting topic in second year community health nursing. So before that, the every human beings have one tendency to search or identify the new things. Whenever we are in kid, we'll ask our parents, what is this? What it mean? What's the color? What's time? Like that too much questions we'll ask whenever our begin the period. If you are going to read the Bible, Genesis chapter 2, 3, we can see Adam and Hawa. The Eve, she is searching for the taste of the forbidden fruit. It begin to sin in the world. So, if you are going any of the scriptures or any of the life, all of the have tendency to identify the new things, new fact, new things in which all of the happen to everywhere. So here the epidemiology also focusing the same things only. What will happen in our surroundings or what about our environmental, the new things that we are searching here epidemiology. So actually this epidemiology term it derived from three words. It is nothing but epi, demos and logos. This is a Greek word. The epi it means upon or among, demos people, democratic demos people, and logos is science. So if we add these terms, we'll come to know what it means. It is science regarding the people or among the people. So it's quite interesting. What we are studying in regarding the people, what are the problems we are going to study regarding some of the disease condition only, or that problems they are facing. It may be financial, social, environmental, etc. So actually, epidemiology is really interesting because it's begin whenever our born onwards. We are searching the new things fact. In that manner, we are giving some scientific manner. We are following some of the true fact or one of the hidden factors we are searching through the proper search method, that is epidemiology. So it is epidemiology is nothing but it is study or science regarding the people. Maybe we are studying the health problems like physical, mental, social, or some of the known unknown facts, some of them a crisis what our environmental is facing or our surrounding face. Like that, every study will come under this epidemiology. Do you have any idea who is the father of the epidemiology? John Snow. Actually, in 18th middle century, John Snow searched some of them. Disease condition happened in the Middle London. He began to search regarding and he solved and he informed higher authorities. So we are considering the epidemiologist. Our father of epidemiology is nothing but the John Snow. So we'll see one of the main definition, nothing but John M. Last. All of them know maybe that definition. It will be available in KPAC also. The study of the distribution and determinant of health-related states or events in a specified population and application of this study to control the health problems. What it means, the John M. Last defined, it is a distribution and one first word is distribution and determinant. So we are identifying the distribution of something, or we are determining or trying to study regarding the something. What we are going to study here, the John M. Last defined, we are studying the distribution or determinant of health related states or some of them even happening to the specified population or whole population. It's nothing but the population affecting the health problems or some of the events that we are going to study in the epidemiology. Why we are studying these things? That is a definition explained in last words. it is nothing but we can solve their health problems or we can control the health problems. That's why we are studying the epidemiology. So what is the definition? To study of distribution and determinant of health related stats. That is underline point. Distribution and determinant of health related states or events in specified population. Why we need to study? Application of this study to control the health problem. Application of this study to control the health problems. Okay, so next we are going to discuss regarding the next point. And we can see one more thing. So WHO definition is 1981. Epidemiology is study of same things, distribution and determinant of disease and health related events in human population with a view to ensure that health services are planned rationally, disease surveillance is effected, and that preventive and control the measures are undertaken. Here given somewhat elaborately, I will repeat. In according to the WHO 1981, epidemiology is a study of same things, distribution and determinant of. In previous definition we are told health related states or event. Here WHO is explaining the distribution and determinant of disease, distribution and determinant of disease and health related events for whom? In a human population with a view ensure that. Why we are studying? What is the importance of epidemiology? We are view to ensure that health services are planned rationally, disease surveillance is effected. Next one, that prevent and control the measures are undertaken. 4 points. First one, planned rationally. Second point, disease surveillance is effected. Then preventive, and last one, control. That's why we are studying the epidemiology. So there is some goal is there. Mainly the goal is focused on 3 points is there in that goal. First goal, first point, prevent, control and eradicate the health problems. Why? What is the first goal of epidemiology? Prevent, control and eradicate health problems regarding the society or affecting the society. Prevent, control and eradicate. Then second point, to reduce or minimize the health problems. Reduce or minimize the health problems of community. The next one, promote the health and quality of life of people. Promote health and quality of life to the people. So 3 goals is the first one, prevent, control, eradicate health related problems. Second one, reduce or minimize impact of these problems. Third point, promote regarding health and quality of life. These are the main 3 definition we can see. Sorry, not definition, goal regarding the epidemiology. So now we are going to discuss some of them easy points. Which all of the main studies will come under the epidemiology. So we'll see next class some of the uses and other objectives. So today we are going to discuss regarding the first one. Mainly the epidemiology is derived 2 type. First one is observational epidemiology and another one is the experimental epidemiology. Which one? The types of epidemiology mainly 2 type. First one is the observational and another one is the experimental. Okay, so in this observational epidemiology, if you have notebook, please write epidemiological method. It is divided into 2 types. First one is the observational and second one is the experimental. This observational epidemiology is derived from two. First one, descriptive, descriptive, and another one is the analytical. Epidemiological study is in how two type. First one observational and another one is the experimental. This observational divided into two types, descriptive and analytical. Then experimental is divided into two types. First one randomized control trial. Randomized control trial. And another one non-randomized trial. First one randomized control trial and next one is the non-randomized control trial. This descriptive, we are told observations divided into two types. One is a descriptive and another one is the analytical. This descriptive, mainly three terms will be focused. First one is the time. Time, place, and person. Descriptive is mainly three types: time, place, and person. Observation epidemiology is divided into two types. First one descriptive and another one is the analytical. This descriptive is divided into two types. Time, descriptive have mainly three terms we need to remember: time, place, person. In analytical, epidemiology it is divided into three types. First one cross-sectional. Next one case control, and last one cohort. COHORT, cohort studies. Analytically divided into three types: cross sectional or cross control study, case control study, and cohort study. Then next one experimental study, we are already discussed. There is a two type: randomized control trial and non randomized trial. Okay, this randomized control trial is divided into four types. First one randomized control trial is divided into four types. First one clinical trial, preventive trial, section experiments. First one clinical trial, preventive trial, section experiment, and last one is a risk trial. There is no place. Risk trial. So randomized control trial is mainly divided into four types: clinical trial, preventive, section, and risk trial. Next one, in non-randomized trial, it divided into mainly two types. First one community randomized trial. Next one natural experimental. So these are the main things will come under this study. So first we are going to discuss in observation study. First things observation study. Here the main things, this observation, that time will come to know what it means. Observation is nothing but we are observing or we are trying to identify what exactly the community people or population is facing. Just we are observing. If something, one disease is happening or one of the disease rate is increasing in one place, we are observing with the scientific method why this disease happened to that area particularly, why this is happening this time. for whom how that this is conducted. What is the reason? We are observing. We are not going to intervening or we are not doing any experiment. Just we are observing. So observation study is nothing but there is a no interventional activity. We are observing or we are trying to understand the what exactly happened to them, or we are trying to understand the sources of the disease condition, why it happened, when, where. This whole question, if you get the answer, this observation study will be, and then we can discriminate. So in observation study mainly already we have discussed it divided into two types. First one descriptive and another one is the analytical. So here we are going to discuss first one descriptive. Descriptive study. Here the descriptive study is mainly focused on distribution and frequency of disease. What descriptive? That term will come to describing something. What it will be descriptive? What it will describe? It is a distribution and frequency of disease. How disease is distributed in particular area. And what is the frequency? How much number of cases is reported? That is the frequency of the disease condition that we are studying in the descriptive epidemiology. So descriptive epidemiology is nothing but the provide data about the distribution and frequency of disease, or we are studying or we are referring regarding the time, place and person, or we are studying regarding the time, place and person. Time, place and person. So one is the we are studying regarding the distribution of frequency, or when, where and for whom. If we get answer these three questions, our descriptive epidemiology will be complete. So we'll start or we'll try to solve answer to these questions: when, where, whom. So mainly this descriptive epidemiology have, or descriptive study have 6 procedure steps. First one is the defining the population. Defining the population to be studied. Define the population. What it means, for whom have affected the disease condition that we are going to define. You know, some of the disease condition is particularly affecting some of the population. If you are going to take under 5, mainly the under 5 will happen more, and under 5 children how commonly happening diarrhea disease, pneumonia, some of the respiratory disease and etc. So some particular population how disease, if geriatric taking some arthritis example, then middle ear cancer, then CBD etc. So for whom how disease condition is particularly affecting, that we need to identify first one. In that, then terms of the total number, selected age, sex, occupation, social cultural characters, this everything we need to be defined. And another one more terms will be used here, for whom plus for whom we are going to select. If thing that affecting disease is whole our state, we can't study the all of the whole populations individually. So what we'll do, we'll select some of the portion particularly, that is known as the sample. So first thing is the defining the population, for whom how, or which group how, which age group, which sex, for whom how the disease. And second one, in that population if it is large, we need to select some of the representative population, that is known as the sample. So first thing of the descriptive epidemiology is the defining the population. Second one is the defining the disease, defining the disease under the study. Defining the disease, that is the most important things of this descriptive. We need to particularly know which disease affecting the population. It won't confuse, because whenever the disease is transmission, one of the main reason we can't define some of the new disease or existing condition. Nipah, why that mortality rate is increased in beginning stage, actually in health sectors didn't identify it first. Why this corona is affecting like this, If you know the exact reason why it transmitted, for whom how first affected, if you know the exact source, actually it will be only transmitted in that China or where that beginning place. We can pause there. But what to happen? We didn't define the disease. Still that studies is going on. Still that medicine is only 70 to 90 percent is effective. Still. So defining the disease is important things to identify, control or prevention of these disease conditions. So defining, second point is defining the disease. Then third point will come after know the population exactly, after know the disease condition. Third point, describing the disease. Here three terms will use: time, place, person. When, where, whom. These 3 points we need to get the answer. Describing the disease. First one, time. Time mainly divided into three types. First one is a short time, fluctuation, long time, periodic. Some of the disease condition is affecting only the short time. If rainy season, commonly dengue, chikungunya like disease is affecting, and it will be disappear after this December and all. The short term disease condition, some of them seasonal, some of the period it affecting, and another one long term disease condition. It is affecting the long period. We have medicine or not yet, but it affecting the long period, like diabetes mellitus, hypertension cases, CVD, CA, etc. Then periodic, what it means periodical? This disease affecting frequently, but in periodic disease condition. Maybe that disease affecting in January month. Some of the disease affecting every rainy season. Some of them disease affecting every dry season. Some of the disease happening in summer season. So like that in frequently, it will affect every year in periodically. So mainly the time we need to come to know this if we are studying the new disease, when the disease is affecting. Is it there that disease is spreading any particular time, or when the disease? Commonly, if you come to know the corona disease is mainly affecting to the people in more transmitting in cold time, because that virus will be survive more. So that is the importance of time. So here it divided into three times: short, long, and periodic. Next time, person, for whom how this any of the disease affecting more. We'll come to know that depend upon the person. There is a difference. Like the person, some of the extraneous variable like some variable like age. Some of them particular age disease condition, childhood, measles, pneumonia, respiratory infection, etc. In middle age, like cancer and DM will be begin. In old age, atherosclerosis, osteoporosis, like so. Age is one of the important factor. Next one is sex. Depend upon sex, there is a variation. We need to identify which sex have more this disease. It affecting both equally or not. Then next one, ethnicity. Ethnicity. If you take the sickle cell anemia and all, it's affecting more Negroes. So like that, if it is happening, if you are going to study that disease condition, it's happening in any particular race or not. Next point, occupation. Depend upon disease, depend upon our job, where we are working. It's mainly affect our disease condition. There is a close relationship. If you are prolonged sitting, we have commonly backache and all. If you are continuous using computer and all, stress, headache, etc. So depend upon our occupation. If you are working in mines, respiratory tract infection will come. So occupation, depend upon our occupation, the disease condition will be varied. Next one, social class. Surely social class is affecting the disease condition. Depend upon our social class, that health also there is very. If it is very poor person, their health status also it will be poor, right? If it is middle and upper, depend upon the status, that social classes, our lifestyle will be changed. If another point we need to add, the class how mainly, if you are taking India, there is mainly four type of is there according to the sociology. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, and Harijans, etc. Mainly depend upon our class, where we are in. If commonly Brahmanas and all, they won't have non-veg and everything, but they'll have more sweet and ghee and etc. They will have commonly. So CVD, like that disease there stands DM. If next class, if we are taking middle class, they will have more non-veg etc. So commonly coronary disease, then hypertension will be more than. If lower class, commonly malnutrition issues will come. So class is the important factor. Just I told example, you can identify more. Then next one, behavior. In person, mainly one of the point is behavior. Smoking. Smoking person have more chance to affect the CA lung. So behavior is one of the factors. Stress. Surely stress will come to disease condition. If you take into the allergic disease, respiratory disease, this have very close relation to the skin disease. This everything is how the close relation to the stress, peptic ulcer, etc. So in person there is a different fact will come. Other than this also you can add age, sex, ethnicity, occupation, social class, behavior, stress, then race, some of the continental changes. This everything will be affect to the disease condition. Next one is a place. This is one of the important. Mainly 4 point we need to international differentiation. Internationally disease will be affecting and it affect the some of the area particularly, especially if you are taking the India, you can see the cervical cancer and oral cavity cancer is common. If you are taking UK, gastric cancer is common. So international variation is there. Then national difference. In our country also, depend upon area, there's a disease condition changes is there. If you are taking goiter, where goiter will be present more, Himachal Pradesh, right? So depend upon national different is there. Then another one, rural and urban different. Rural and urban. If you are taking rural, worm infestation is more, tetanus because of farmers. If you are going to take urban, diabetes mellitus, hypertension, coronary vascular disease, this all common in the urban. So depend upon rural and urban, there is a lot of change in the disease condition. And urban people have respiratory tract infection more compared to the rural area. The next one, local disease. Some of the disease affecting in particular population. Like already we are told, cholera. John Snow is discovered in middle London is affecting the more people how the cholera and that mortality is more. That's why he begins to search what are the sources of this cholera. That time he come to know that cholera source is begin from bar. In that middle London there is a lot of bars, especially one bar who know how drinking beers and all from that bar, that person how more affecting the cholera and it spread laterly. So he begin to study where they are getting their bar, that beer. That beer is a source. So he begin to study regarding that beer. Then he come to know that beer form, that well is that well how the issues. Then he start study regarding that well. He taken that sample of water there. Then last he conclude that well how the this bacteria, this cholera bacteria is that's why this disease spread. So we'll come to know what is the source of disease condition. That middle London they form that beer from that particular well. That's why the disease condition is spread. So Johnstone identified that problem. Then he recommended higher authority to close that all well and the disinfectant laterally, like that story will go. So local, some of the disease affecting particularly, if you are taking lepto, it is more in Kasargod places. If you are taking filariasis and all is common in the Alappuzha district. So local distribution of disease condition is common. So this third point, distributions of describing the disease. Next point is a measurement of disease. Fourth point, measurement. Mainly we'll use two terms. First one is the incidence, another one is the prevalence. Incidence rate and prevalence rate. or we are measuring the mortality, morbidity and disability. What it mean by morbidity? Disease rate. What it mean mortality? Death rate. Disability is the disabled person's rate. And the incidence and prevalence is the existing cases and existed and new cases. So here the measurement of disease based on rate, ratio and proportion. You need to underline that term: rate, ratio, and proportion. This time will be detailedly described in the third year statistics. So measurement of disease based on mortality, morbidity and disability. Next one, incidence and prevalence rate. We can see this incidence and prevalence in detail in next classes. Then next fifth point is comparing with the non-indices. Comparing with the non-indices. Here we are comparing with the different population or subgroup of the same population. We are comparing the two population, or we are comparing the disease incidence and prevalence. We need to come to know why that disease is affecting some of the population particularly. Comparison. Comparing the disease rate. Why disease affecting one group, why the disease condition is not happen to the another group. Comparing the population. So we are comparing the incidence and prevalence, or we are comparing between the existing disease condition and existed disease condition, or we are comparing with the new and already affecting the disease condition. So comparing the non-incidence. Here we are comparing the population. That is comparing with the non and indices. We are comparing risk group and non-risk group, who have chance to affect the disease, who all them don't have. If you take one example, one of the area, if 100 population, if we take, I will tell you another one example. Suppose you think 100 persons are smoking 10 cigarette every day. Think 100%. If you are taking the smoke case, there the total sample we are collecting 100%. In that, the each 100% will smoke 10 cigarettes per day. But in that, 70% of them have the lung cancer and another 30% don't have lung cancer. Why? That we are going to study. That is a comparing with the non-indices. Right? So this is a comparing the two different populations. The last one is the most important things, formulation of hypothesis. What do you mean by hypothesis? It is nothing but our prediction that we need to prove. We are predicting it will happen like this. If we are chewing the tobacco, surely oral cancer will come. If we are smoking continuously in 10 years, surely lung cancer will come. That is our hypothesis. We need to prove, but some of the how no. Some of the how. So last step is the formulation of hypothesis. These are the main 6 steps of the descriptive epidemiology. We are identifying disease, on that we are measuring how much of them have disease, then comparing why these people have disease, why the another of them have no disease, or we are comparing from urban, rural, or we are comparing with the disease condition, non-disease condition. After that we will formulate the hypothesis. One thing you should remember, this descriptive studies we are formulating hypothesis, and in another all study we will be formulate hypothesis in begin. Because before starting this study, after make the objectives, after the problem statement, we will formulate hypothesis, because hypothesis is a prediction and it will help to way to conduct the study. You will study this detail in third year, not going to detail, but hypothesis formulate in begin in other all study. But here descriptive we are formulating based of all this conclusion, we are formulating the hypothesis. So suppose you think if we are going to study regarding this lung cancer cases, we can conclude 70% of the how the smoking person have the lung cancer. So in hypothesis here we will form the studies like this. So 70, surely the smoking will affect the lung cancer, or because of smoking lung cancer will come. Like that we can conclude. Like that will form in here hypothesis, but other all study will be the form hypothesis in first. Mainly two type hypothesis, just I'll tell, alternative and null hypothesis. Don't worry, we can study these all things in third year. Okay, so mainly six type, six step is there in descriptive epidemiology. First one, defining the population, defining the disease condition, then describing the disease condition, then measurement of disease, comparing with the known indices, and last one, formulation of hypothesis. Okay, so here we are going to conclude. Please read reference book, especially CAPAC. Thank you. Have a nice day.